The soft side, providing safety, comfort, and beauty in a place there never was.
We would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to Total Max Homes for being the title partner of Gusto with GD Season 3 Business Edition.
Action! Hello and welcome on yet another episode of Gusto with GD. Season 3 brought to you by Unified Brains in association with Passion Vista, your very own luxury lifestyle and business magazine. What more I can ask? It's the business season and I'm your host GD Singh. We have lined up an incredible guest who embody the spirit of guts, glory and gusto. First up, we have a trailblazer in the field of intellectual property, a champion for women's rights and inclusivity in the workplace, whose journey is one of the resilience and passion, and we are honored to have her on the show. Let's give it a round of applause for Miss Urvashi M. Doshi from Ahmedabad. Joining us next is a true pioneer in the field of non-alcoholic beverages and cannabis, the co-founder of Gold Star Innovation Incorporation, and his dedication to quality and innovation has led to the creation of groundbreaking products like Nirvana Spirit, vodkas and gin, distributed across 12 states. Let's give him a warm welcome, Dr. Ram P. Ramcharan from Tampa. And finally, we have a powerhouse in the business world who took over Gold Star Innovator Incorporation as a CEO in the June 2023. And has overseen the company's remarkable growth, making it the market leader in the cannabis space. Let's hear it for Dr. Vidita R. Ramcharan. So with such an incredible lineup, I can't wait to dive in our discussion and learning guts, glory and gusto of these amazing individuals today. So stay tuned for an exciting and insightful episode of Gusto with GD. So now carrying on, I think I have questions for all three of you. To start off with, I'll start with you, Dr. Ram, because I want the ladies to wait a little more. So are you ready?
Sure thing.
Very nice. So Dr. Ramcharan, your journey in medicine and co-founding Gold Star Innovation is fascinating. You can share some moments of experience for the audience.
That's a very interesting question, by the way, but thank you for asking. Gold Star Innovators is the brainchild of 5 years of actually hard work. 3 years I spent in the lab creating the process. And it was by accident. You mentioned I created Nirvana spirits. So I took cannabis, put it into alcohol, which was illegal. So when I was given that no from the feds, I spent 2 years learning how to remove alcohol and keep the flavors of the spirits. And voila.
Must be a tough time.
It was very difficult. This all happened during COVID. But what has happened now is we have something very unique, and we were able to create a whole entire new space called the cannabis space, using non-alcoholic spirits as the delivery mechanism and technology. So I'm very proud of that.
And how's the response?
Oh, we have what you call the wow factor. So when people try it, they go, wow, because they get the smell, they get the taste, they get the burn sensation.
And what about the kick if they don't get it?
Well, that's a great question. So if they're using the cannabis product, they're getting some of the cannabis so they can sleep, they can have energy, they can have a mellow out experience. But if they just want the straight sober product, they can enjoy whiskey or tequila or a ready-to-drink margarita with all the pageantry of a beautiful flavor.
So instead of alcohol, you've made it a medicinal alcohol.
That's right. So we used alcohol as a way to deliver functional components.
Very nice. And how did this entire story came up to you? I would like to understand where the journey started.
It started, I was using the non-alcoholic component to deliver medical marijuana for my patients. And because people who were taking it in a tincture form, or they had to smoke it or ingest it, had very bad experience. It tasted bad, it smelled. And I said, you know what, if I make a non-alcoholic tequila and I infused it with THC for pain management, and wow, the light went off.
And I've heard you have an extensive range starting from vodka, rum, tequila, whiskey, bourbon, fine, gin.
I tell you,
So you're catering to all.
That's right, yeah. And I think someone upstairs likes me, so I get inspiration all the time. And what we've done is just not keep it just to non-alcoholic spirits. Now we're making extensions. We're making a mojito now. We're making a Jira.
Ready to drink.
Yeah. Jira gin.
Yeah. Margarita,
Indian
Jira
market?
gin. Yes.
So we've changed and have added other components, functional mushrooms for anxiety and diabetes and things like that. So alcohol, that's good.
Okay. And next in line, I think, since Gold Star Innovation Incorporation is a leader in the cannabis space, what sets your non-alcoholic beverages apart from others in the market? And how do you ensure quality and consistency in the product? Because I think, for marketing any product, consistency is utmost needed. So I think, how do you deal with that situation?
Well, I'll take the second part first. It's why I asked my wife to become our CEO, because her background is in quality engineering and supply chain management. So it was a natural approach as opposed to going out and finding an outside CEO. And I love working with my family. My son runs our distribution channel. Now I have my wife as the CEO, and she has that background to keep the consistency. So I think she's a better one to answer the question in terms of quality and control. But in terms of how we got here, we saw a need in the market space, and no one was doing FMCG space with cannabis and alcohol. And what we found is that we can produce real good tasting quality products at a reasonable price, but at the same time, we could fill a gap that was now starting to happen, because today the younger people are not drinking as much, but they still want the experience, and adding the cannabis component was a natural extension.
So was this something like by a fluke, or you had some inclination of doing some research and innovation?
Well, by chance, I created the Nirvana spirits, and we were the first in the United States to do hemp-infused gin. We did a hemp-infused vodka as well, and we're doing hemp-infused bourbon. So, because we were trying to pull full-blown cannabis into the alcohol, the government told me I couldn't do it. So I spent 2.5, 3 years learning how to remove the alcohol, make it taste the same way, and then infuse it.
And what do you think, Urushi, about his concepts and ideas of non-alcoholic beverages? just to value add. Since you are from a dry state, what do you say?
Yeah, definitely, because something, the alcohol, every youngsters want, they are excited to have it, and they in their teenage they try to have beer or something, and parents are always restrictive about those things, and this kind of innovation will substitute, and at the same time plus they have this health concerns, and it will not affect the health as well. So definitely a very innovative product.
So a message to all the viewers, those who are watching, I think, it's the best alternative to avoid alcohol. I think, come to this company and see the non-alcoholic beverages. Again, coming back with a new question to you, I think, your company has introduced the sober beverages, a line of non-alcoholic spirit with authentic taste profile of alcoholic beverages. How do you achieve the replication, and what has been the consumer response for this product? Because I think that is something which the audience would like to understand.
The consumer has been extremely receptive. More so, we've had over a 5,000% growth rate.
Wow,
Right?
fantastic.
Just the last 12 months, right?
12
Is
months.
it 5,000? I heard it right?
Yeah, 5,000%. Yeah. So, and one of the things is that we were selling that non-alcoholic base to pharmaceutical companies.
Okay.
Because we had originally designed the technology that we used to that's in the sober was originally for pharmaceutical delivery for medications in the cannabis space. So we were very excited when we decided to launch sober by itself, and the response have been over the top, and we call it the wow factor. And I think you tried it and you said wow.
Of course.
So we were excited to do that. We try to do that as often as possible, make people say wow. And if they're saying wow, the commercialization of that product takes care of itself.
So what are your expansion plans? Like, I think, do you want to limit yourself to Tampa and the United States, or you want to grow and, make the outreach all across the globe?
Well, my priority was my backyard, but we have something I think that is very unique. So when I had an opportunity to come to do this show, we're already starting to make inroads to do a product here in India. We're already selling our sober products in Colombia. Thanks to my lovely wife, she's done a great job in making that expansion. We're in talks with some individuals in the Caribbean.
I'll talk more about that.
But we definitely want to make it a global brand. But I'd rather be slow and steady. And we've spent a lot of time, you mentioned you're in intellectual property and things like that. Yes. We've been very, very keen in protecting my tech. Because the tech was originally used to deliver, functionality of cannabis. So it's just not, hey, a little bit of flavor here, a little flavor of that. There's lots of things going on to protect that. And just so happened, the outcome has been fabulous. So we're excited about the reach.
Okay, now enough of knowledge for the products and non-alcohol thing. I do have more questions which I'll ask. But now coming back on this association, how did you both meet? And when this journey started?
I'll let you tell them.
No,
No, we'll come to her as well.
Okay, so
but this is your part.
I was actually on a business trip to Dallas, and I was there actually to fire my CEO.
Okay. So you were scouting a new CEO actually.
I was literally there to fire my CEO, and we had major distribution opportunities in Dallas, and just by fortunate, my bags were delayed by almost an hour, I believe. So we're sitting at this baggage claim for an hour, and then there's only 5 or 6 people left. So it was my second time visiting Dallas, and here's this young lady standing over there waiting for her bags. So I decided to walk over there. I said, hey, does it usually take this long for bags to come? And she says, I don't know, this is the first time. Not knowing that she just moved to Dallas maybe 6 months before.
Yep.
So we're trying to figure this out. I had a meeting that got canceled. I exchanged my cards with her, and I called her and said, hey, would you like to have dinner with me? And she said, yes, but I don't know any place in Dallas. I'm like, you live here, and you don't know anywhere in Dallas. So being a
but
resource.
I was still new to Dallas.
So maybe on your first date, did you had the sober alcohol or the original one?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. He brought some samples.
I'm always marketing, always marketing.
Okay, so he's a marketing guy, I can understand that. And he marketed himself quite well, right?
Yes, he did.
Oh, wow.
Look at.
Wow. So coming back into the business, right? Because I think, we are doing a business edition, and the people and the audience, they would like to learn, inspired, get inspired, because it's all about being inspired and being passionate, and that's what we say. We say it's all about the guts, glory, and gusto, right? So my next question to you is that with the increasing popularity of cannabis for recreational use, how do you see the cannabis market evolving, and what new innovation can we expect from Gold Star innovators in the future?
Wow, that question packs a lot of components, but I'll tell you, cannabis in the United States pretty much conforms to three types of products. That is flowers that they smoke and wrap, edibles like cookies and candies and chocolates, and vapes, right? So there's a limited scope, and if they're eating it, it tastes really bad. It smells really bad, and it's not very consistent. If they have it in a gummy bear, they may eat it and they may never feel anything. But what we've done is we created the technology that allows for it to get into the blood-brain barrier over a 15 or 25-minute period. So that's when I talk about the sober is the technology in there. It was formulated in the very beginning to encapsulate the cannabis, become a carrier, and it penetrates the liver in a very consistent way. And the innovation is now making all the different products that we talked about, and now making extensions like ready-to-drink margaritas, and we started doing like little shots for people that's either prescription-based and now for over-the-counter commercial.
Fantastic. So I think journey has been full of non-alcohol, which is good. And I think just to sum it up and wrap it up quickly, as a leader in the non-alcoholic beverage industry, what advice do you have for entrepreneurs looking to innovate in this space and create products that resonate with consumers? Because I think there are a lot of startups which might be watching you now, and I think one message which you would like to give it to them.
I believe in, this is my fourth startup. I think you have to find what you're passionate about.
Very nice.
Right? And if you're passionate about something, it's never work. I mean, it's not unheard of me being in my lab for 20 hours. Some days I go without eating because I'm just so fixated on trying to get what I'm doing and finishing it. Find your passion, find your purpose, and find something that you can scale and earn money. Because it doesn't make any sense working on something that you're passionate about and you cannot earn money. And I'll tell you this, if you find something that is workable, the money comes. I guarantee you. And just be true to yourself. Do not cheat anyone. Be true to your product, and make sure that you're building your passion, and don't forget about your family.
So one message for the audience.
That's it. That message, it's been very, very good for me, and it's been allowed for my success.
So in other words, he means to say, make passion your profession and no one can stop your success. As we always say, be inspired, be passionate. Thank you so much, Mr. Ram. And I think, it was a fantastic journey. Now over to you, Ms. Urvashi. Are you equally excited?
Yes, definitely. I'm
Now,
very excited about.
I've heard a lot about your intellectual property skills, because I think your journey in the intellectual property is truly inspiring. So can you share a moment of experience that ignited your passion for protecting innovation and creativity?
So initially when my journey started, as in India, how the parents or the family chooses your profession or which field you will choose. So I was told to do law, and I was not generally interested in doing law, but then I wanted to go in some creative kind of field, but that time the creative field were not very known and given importance to. So then I started my journey of law, and then this course on intellectual property got introduced to me, and then I enrolled. So that's where my journey started. I came to know about this very different subject where each and every intellectual property is different, so every work is different. And that's where I came to know that you can study, go abroad, do your masters. So I went abroad, did my masters from UK. So that's how my journey started with intellectual property, and then I started digging more into the subject.
So now you practice IPR?
Yes, I have practiced IPR, but after lockdown, during lockdown, only the businesses were making money and all the professions were shut. So this thing came in my mind, anything will go wrong, but business will never go wrong. So I have turned myself into entrepreneur, and I have started my startup which looks after the commercialization of intellectual property.
Oh. And as a leader and advocate for women's rights in the corporate world, what strategies have you found most effective in empowering women to succeed in male-dominated fields like intellectual property? Because I've seen that, IPR is something which is like male-dominated area. So how do you see that?
So it's like we as a woman are not being accepted in many professions as like we can do such kind of work as well. So it's very challenging for us to get into or get that kind of opportunity, or make them people understand that we are also there, that we would be able to give justice to your work. So it is very challenging, but once you do certain things for certain people and take the testimonials or recommendations from them, then the things works out for you.
And as a family person, I would say that there are a lot of challenges which comes in the work-life balance as well, because you acting as an attorney and then handling intellectual property. So balancing for work and family, how does that happen?
So from childhood only, I had that drive in me that I want to do something which people are not doing. So that kind of thing I have always been inspired by. I delivered a baby in 2022, and then that was a time that every woman thinks that this is the end of your now your family is your world, but that's not the case. Still you can pursue your dreams, still by managing your family, your child, you can give that.
Which is very true. I think possibly we'll always agree upon that. Yeah.
So, and I have this thing in mind that I want to create a role model for my daughter, so this gives me an inspiration more to work towards.
Fantastic. May God give you more energies to do that, right? Okay, moving on, I think your company, which is Next Intellect Expert Solution, is involved in campaigns like IPR for All and Copyright Kills Creativity. Could you just throw some light upon that for the audience to know what are these campaigns and how exactly you are associated with them?
As he have mentioned that he got some inspiration from Almighty, even I got an inspiration from Almighty in my 2015. Where I got this thing that intellectual property can be commercialized. It can make money, it can win money. So during that period of time in 2016, there was a policy which was introduced by government, and they set certain objectives relating to intellectual property. And all the things started making sense. And
you're talking about the Indian government?
Yes. Mr. Arun Jaitley have launched that policy. And I went through that objectives, and it was like I can cater all of the objectives if I get a chance to do. So then I formed this Next Intellectual Property Solution. And the two campaigns which I have started is like IPR for All. What is intellectual property? Something which you make out of your mind. So any human being can own that, can create that. So that's kind of awareness I want.
Many people still don't know much about IPR, and I think that has been a major not just in India. I think the same goes there in the States as well.
So it's like it's not that it's just relating to rich people or poor people, not relating to intellect people or normal people, but it is applicable to all. So that is why the campaign IPR for All. And the other campaign is Copying Kills Creativity. So one fine day I was sitting and thinking about it that when you copy somebody else's innovation or creativity, you're not just damaging other person's work, but you're damaging your own creativity as well.
But still people do that.
So that is why, and I relate this with how the world is moving towards AI and blockchain. So our mind is that way, that if you keep on doing or something or the other thing and you keep your mind occupied, it will be sharpened. But then if you get yourself dependent on the gadgets and this kind of technology, then your mind stops thinking. So you should think more and use your brain and create something and innovation. And see, for AI and blockchain, there are always going to be a parameter in which the AI and blockchain will work. But with human mind, it is not. There is no boundaries. You can do anything and everything in the world. So.
And one message for the startups and people, those who are watching you for IPR as an attorney, fine. What is the piece of advice how they should actually protect their IPR?
See, like I have taken the initiative to make the startup work. So foundation is very important. When you make a foundation of your startup, in that moment only you get at least you apply for your
Copyrights and your registration, trademarks and all.
Let that process work simultaneously.
I have seen few people waiting till the time the brand becomes big and then it becomes a challenge, right? So for all the audience, I think you should not wait for your registration, for your trademarks and your copyright. So the piece of advice which she has is that you apply them as soon as you start your business. Well, thank you. I think we've had enough insight from you, but just on the closing note, I have one more question which is pondering in my mind. And that's receiving the IP Rising Star 2024 award is a significant achievement which you have marked this year itself. How has this recognition influenced your work and your efforts to promote the intellectual property rights?
Honestly, it was like a rocket which have shoot in me that no, whatever I'm doing is really good and it will be somewhere down the line, there will be a market for it and I can mint money out of it. So that kind of drive was there in me, and honestly it is going to be like
awards are always motivating. I know
purely human made things are going to be rare and very expensive in future. So that is what the intellectual property is. So I have that confidence in me that whatever I'm doing, and it is like he said, you should have a purpose in life. I have found my purpose, that I have to safeguard the intellectual property of people. So
fantastic. I think we all agree that IPR. In fact, in your industry, what do you say about IPR?
It's extremely important because the first thing we did was you can do what you call the poor man's trademark or protection is you make a copy of what you're going to sell, mail it to or mail it across the state line in the U.S., have a receipt that you actually sent it. So if someone steals that idea, you already have receipts that you actually did it. So we did that first, and then we filed the trademarks and all the protections for it that goes along with our imaging and things like that. And I don't know how it works here in India, but whenever you make adjustments, you've got to also put those into the market space.
Right.
So, just one change, because it's just like anything else. People are nefarious. When you remember when we were having to register your domain, so all of a sudden people were buying a bunch of domains and you couldn't own your own domain because someone was trying to sell it back to you. So you have to be very smart, and I think my son, he made his first drawing at 14. He registered and trademarked it himself.
wow.
He took the time to do it because he understood the importance of trademarking his character. So you're absolutely right. And just to add to one thing real quick is that, you have to start your business as if you're going to see it here. So you have to do all those little steps, like you said, building on the foundation. Yes. But if you don't think about the end results, you're always going to be playing catch up.
In fact, that's where the passion words plays the role, right? He said it right, that it's all about the passion. You make passion your profession, and the same what you have done, right? So I think coming and talking to her passion is the next. Fine. So coming up to you, Vidita. I have few questions for you, Vidita. Are you ready?
Yes.
So let me start. So the first question to you, Vidita, as a CEO of GSI, you have overseen remarkable growth and expansion in the cannabis and non-alcoholic beverage market. What do you love most about your role and the impact your company is making in this industry?
I love that I get to work with my husband.
That's the first
And-
best point.
Yes. and my son. My son is also part of the team. I always wanted to do business anyway. My whole family, it started with my dad. My dad also was in business. My brother is in Texas. He's also a business person. So I was doing a small business before. I owned the Baskin-Robbins in Chicago, some small real estate. And then when I met Ram, I started getting involved in his business, and now he stepped down from the CEO, and I took over as the CEO.
So he truly believes in women empowerment, actually.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I took over as the CEO in June of 2023, and I truly enjoy working with this new space that Dr. Ram created. It's a non-alcoholic. That's a very new products for me, but I have 25 plus years of manufacturing and supply chain experience. So no matter what business you do, you always have processes and quality to follow. So I use my expertise to improve the systems at GSI, and we have a great team, and I really enjoy working with the whole GSI team.
Fantastic. So now you have spoken about the supply chain. So let me put across a question on that. With your background in supply chain management and quality engineering, you were instrumental in scaling up Gold Star Innovator. What strategies did you implement?
So first, when I started, I audited the processes, and because I'm an auditor, so I audited the processes and found the gaps where we can improve. They already had very solid processes; they were following it, but still, there's always
In the
gaps that
manufacturing you're talking about.
Yes, manufacturing and production side, and we improved the processes, implemented some new systems where we can automatic processes, and we don't have to use a lot of labor, and created some tools, online tools, so that way it's easier for production people to print the batch record, and they know exactly what formulas they're using it, so make their job a little bit easier. So that's where I used my expertise.
Very nice. So I think you're enjoying your job as a supply
Yes.
chain expert, and
He's
you have
created
amalgamated.
speed. He's created lots of speed.
Very much, yes.
As a leader, I think you're known for your forward-thinking approach to leadership and team building. How did you foster innovation and collaboration within your team at GSI?
Actually, I believe in working with my team and listening to them. I want them to be part of the process and planning, so they feel that we're working together and they're part of the planning, and that makes them feel that we're one team, we're family. So I like to work with my GSI team or any business team as a family, not just an employee.
So teamwork really makes
Yes.
the business
yes.
work.
Yes.
Very nice. Okay. Moving on, I think being Dr. Ramcharan's wife, how has your partnership influenced your approach to business and innovation, particularly in the non-alcoholic beverages and cannabis sector?
Okay. I would answer this, that being a Dr. Ram's wife, actually that made my job very easy, because
All doors
He-
were open.
no, because he's a good teacher.
Okay.
He's a very good professor. He used to he owns a university as well. So So he is a good teacher, and that made my job easy to learn the new products. I knew the manufacturing and production processes and auditing and systems, and that's different. But the products, I learned a lot from him.
Fantastic. So, all the product development, research, and supply chain put together, I think, you both are a package, a bundle of package which is doing great business, right?
She's done a great job all on her own. Cracking the whip.
Okay, given your background, were you always interested in non-alcoholic beverages in cannabis, or did your role at GSI had something other in,
No, I was not always interested in non-alcoholic beverages, but I was always interested in business, like I mentioned before. When I met him, he was in the business, so that was like, okay, now I get to learn something new, and so I got involved in non-alcoholic beverages after I met him. And I saw that he created this new space which has a lot of opportunities in the market, and that made me even more interested in learning and working with him.
And now, as the role of a CEO, what are your missions and vision in the coming years?
To grow another 5,000%.
So both are business savvy, passionate business leaders. I think, I had a very good, great chat for this episode with all three of you sharing your insights and magical words, which has taken this episode to the next level. I think, truly your journey has been inspiring and beautiful. I think, we learned a lot of intellectual property related ideas, and with Ram, I think, he has turned the table by building a new innovation of non-alcoholic beverages, and I think now you both are complementing each other. So I think we are coming end to this first segment and moving on. Now let's get into a fun segment of Gusto with GD Season 3. You're watching Gusto with GD Season 3, brought to you by Unified Brains in association with Passion Vista, luxury, lifestyle and business magazine. Stay tuned, there is a lot to come. We'll be starting our segment soon. So come on, let's get into a fun segment of Gusto with GD, where we put our guest tongue twisting skills to the test. And it's called the tongue twister. In this segment, I have given a play card to each of our guests, and we'll have complex phrases, and the guest will have to say them as quickly as possible. The faster and more accurately they can repeat the phrase, the better. Right? So I think, we have all played this game when you were a kid. But I think now I'm going to give you a chance to twist your tongue, and let's see how you guys perform. So you are all ready?
Yes, sure thing.
So I'll start with you, Urvashi. So your first phrase is quirky quokkas quickly quench their thirst in quaint stream.
Quirky cuckoos quickly quench their thirst in quiet streams.
Okay, one more time.
Quirky cuckoos quickly quench their thirst in quiet streams.
Seem to be quite thirsty. One more time.
Quirky cuckoos quickly quench their thirst in quiet streams.
It was not quick. One more.
Quirky cuckoos.
So enough of quickies and thirsty. Are you feeling thirsty now? Okay. Anyways, it was good. And I think you enjoyed, right?
Yes.
Fantastic. Now let's move on to the second phrase, Urvashi. 33 thorny thistle, thirsty in 3,000 tiny fingers. I think I've twisted my tongue enough. So it's better because I'm the host. I have that liberty. So over to you.
33 thorny thistles threaten 3,000 tiny fingers.
Wow, that was easy, right? But two more times.
33 thorny thistle threaten 3,000 tiny fingers. 33 thorny thistle threaten 3,000 tiny fingers. Yay!
Okay, good. I'm happy for you. Well done. Next up we have Dr. Ram. You ready?
Ready?
So let's twist the tongue. So your first phrase is, the slipper snaky swiftly slid through the slitting swiftly swam.
Okay, the slippery snake swiftly slid through the slithering swirly swamp.
Wow.
One more time.
The slippery snake swiftly slid through the slithering swirling swamp.
Okay, that was nice. I think you have already rehearsed it. It seems there was somebody who gave you the cue card much earlier, right? Excellent. Now let's move on to the second phrase. Bobby Bumble buzzes busily bustling between booming blossoms.
Okay, Bobby Bumble buzzes busily bustling between blooming blossoms. Bobby Bumble buzzes busily bustling between blooming blossoms.
You're bustling.
Bobby Bumble buzzes busily bustling between blooming
So
blossoms.
your bums are bustling. Great job, Dr. Ram. Finally, you have, now it's the term for Vidita. So you are prepared for the tongue twisting challenge, right?
I think so.
Okay, your first phrase is, Priscilla precise pup prance proudly past the park.
Okay. Priscilla's precious pup prances proudly past the park.
Quickly.
Priscilla's precious pup prances proudly past the park.
Where is the precious?
Oh, I forgot it. Priscilla's precious pup prances proudly past the park.
No, we won't let you pass like this. One more time.
Priscilla's precious pup prances proudly past the park.
Yay.
So I think she passed now. Okay, fantastic. Now let's move on to the second phrase. Silly Sammy slurps spicy spaghetti, savoring each spicy slurp.
Silly Sammy slurps spicy spaghetti, savoring each spicy slurp.
So you eat a lot of spaghetti, I think,
I do.
So this this is the reason this was good one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Well done, everyone. That was quite a tongue twisting challenge. Let's give them a round of applause. I think you all enjoyed. Now it's the time for a thrilling challenge with our next segment, which is called Guess Me. So in this segment, we'll put our guest knowledge to the test with a thrilling buzzer round. And you'll all have to guess the celebrities, and I'll be bringing you 5 hints. Your challenge is to guess the mystery identity. The mystery identity can be celebrities, entrepreneurs, sports personalities, or who know you. It can be you. Get those fingers ready, because the fastest buzzer gets the chance to win the answer. If your answer is incorrect, you won't be able to guess again. I'll be the judge of who played the buzzer first. So shall we start?
Sure.
Yep.
Okay, so let's get started. Here are the hints for guessing the first celebrity. This entrepreneur founded a company that began as an online bookstore. Oh wow!
Jeff Bezos, Amazon.
My God, it was easy. Let's move on to the next mystery identity. There are 5 hints which I'll be talking about. He led India to independence from British rule through non-violent civil disobedience.
Mahatma Gandhi.
I think he was first. Disqualified. Okay. Anyways, moving on. Here are the hints for guessing another celebrity. He served as the 47th Vice President of the United States under President Barack Obama.
Joe Biden.
Wow. The man from the United States has to be the first, right? Of course, I can understand that. Okay, moving forward. I think I'm giving you easy hints, so I'll have to give a difficult one this time, right? Here are the hints. He is known for his dedication in his craft, often immersing himself in his role and working with acclaimed directors. I know it was a difficult one. He has won several awards, including an Academy Award for Best Actor for his role in The Revenant. He is known for his environmental activism, particularly his work on climate change awareness.
The DiCaprio.
Wow. So we have a person who is going to win this round, I think.
Did you get
Definitely. And the ladies are running
I
behind.
need to.
But there was no cheating at all. I haven't shared the answers to him. Leonardo DiCaprio, yes, of course. So moving on, our next mystery identity. She is an American media mogul, television host, actress, producer, and philanthropist.
Oprah Winfrey.
Wow. So we have a clear-cut winner, right? I think he's doing a fantastic job. And the ladies, you have to, bring some hope. Okay. Let's see. The entrepreneur founded a social networking platform that has become one of the most influential company in the world.
Facebook, Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg, yes, of course. You will have to take
He always says
a
that
deep breath.
he always says that he has a lot of useless facts, and this is where he's using.
Okay, now this is a good one. I think the ladies have to judge this, right? Okay, he's an American actor and film producer known for his roles in films such as Fight Club, Once Upon a Time in
Brad Pitt.
Hollywood.
Brad Pitt, yeah.
Fantastic. I don't think you guys can anyways beat him. Dr. Ram is taking the sequence ahead. I think he has already won the segment.
Woo! I'm so proud of you, my husband.
Yeah. So that's the easy say, I need to see that the ladies are winning the next segment, okay? So let's move on. I think we are all geared up, pepped up nicely, right? So the energy is flowing in.
Yes.
So let's say it's all about let's say it's all about the guts, glory, and
Gusto.
absolutely fine. So just wanted to bring the energy and pep it up again. So moving on to our next segment, which is called Agree to Disagree. So okay guys, we are moving on our next segment, which is called Agree to Disagree. In this segment, you have to share your opinions on a series of statements I'll present in front of you, and you can indicate whether you agree or disagree by showing a thumbs up sign for agreeing and thumbs down sign for disagree. Let's dive in then. What are we waiting for? Am I right?
Let's do it.
Okay. The best business ideas are always conceived in the shower.
Definitely agree.
Agree.
Yes.
Okay, even I agree on that. Every successful entrepreneur needs a luck socks.
Agree. Yeah. I'm wearing mine.
Okay. The key to productivity is a good office chair that doubles as a recliner.
No, I disagree.
So you don't need a recliner actually to be a successful business. Eh?
Exactly.
Okay.
You need a stand-up desk to be a successful.
The only thing worse than a bad idea is a good idea executed poorly.
Yeah, I agree.
The true sign of a successful entrepreneur is their ability to nap anywhere, anytime.
Yes,
Definitely.
I do agree.
100%.
Definitely.
Manpower is the backbone of our organization, especially if they are all wearing matching socks.
No, I disagree.
Okay.
You agree?
Entrepreneurs should always seek external funding to grow their business unless they are already billionaires.
I agree.
So you believe in the external funding, huh? Okay. Investing in employee training and development is key to company success, but it won't teach you to how to lie.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
The gig economy will lead to a fundamental shift in how we view employment, possibly with more people working in their pajamas.
Yes, I agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where we're going after COVID.
Definitely.
Entrepreneurs should focus on creating a strong brand identity from the start, preferably one that includes a mascot.
Yes, I have my mascot.
Okay.
I would agree.
Okay. You can have her as a mascot.
Yes.
Okay, the future of retail is in experiential stores where you can shop, dine, and take a nap in a comfy chair all in one place.
No,
Yeah.
definitely
Don't
not.
believe, yeah?
No.
Yeah.
And the rise of remote work has increased the importance of effective team communication as well as the need for more creative excuses for not attending meetings.
Yeah, unfortunately, I agree with that.
Yes, I know. I work from home.
Okay, my last one. Sustainability should be a core focus for all businesses to combat climate change, because who wants to run a business on a sinking ship?
Yeah, I agree.
Perfect, perfect. So you're all a very, very, strong business entrepreneurs. I think, you all have similar ideas and everybody is going synchronized. Well, that was an insightful and fun segment. I think, you guys are enjoying the show. Am I?
Absolutely,
Yes.
yeah.
It's always interesting to hear a different perspective, of course, because I think each one of us is different. So this was basically to introspect how exactly do you feel about these questions, and I think the audience have their own introspection for it, right? So moving on to our last segment, we have dedicated to exploring the guts, glory and gusto of making a difference. Today we are diving into the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 2030, and we have an exciting challenge lined up for our guest. It's the time for the Think Tank Challenge. And you will be presented with a hypothetical scenario related to one of the SDGs, and you will have to come up with an innovative solution as a team. So you are ready? So today's scenario focuses on the Sustainable Development Goal number 4, which is called quality education. For the audience, I have this play card. This is goal number 4, quality education. So let me present the scenario to you all. So here is the scenario. Thinking in some part of the world, there are numerous government schools, but a lack of quality education. Many students in the rural areas struggle with outdated curriculum, orthodox teaching method, inadequate infrastructure, and a shortage of qualified learners, that is teachers. Your task is to propose innovative solution to improve the quality of education in these government schools. How would you address these challenges and ensure that every child, regardless of their background, receives a high quality education? Innovators, you have 5 minutes to do brainstorm your ideas, and your time starts now. Time up, guys. Let's hear your solution. What are your thoughts on creating a quality education for all?
Okay, so we have a combined.
Answer to this.
Okay.
And what we can do is the internet have got access all over the world, or maybe it is like in the rural area, people have smartphone. So an innovative idea could be an application which can be exclusively for teaching children, with giving them the exposure which they are not getting, or a device which is as good as smartphone but not smartphone, with a restricted exclusive for kids. They cannot have access to some other things which can spoil them. So that is one, and we can have more of a experimental kind of education than just a bookish or a knowledge. So they can have both the practical and the knowledge of books. That's the solution we want to.
And how about you?
Like a preloaded smartphone or tablet. At the same time, I mentioned where we can have an introduction of a cohort where it's fine to have all this digital education, but certain children need a one-on-one to explain certain topics. Plus, it also allows for a human interaction and mostly to get the parents involved. Because if the parents don't know what the kids are learning anyways, it makes it very difficult because they could be learning something that they don't even understand. So you need to have the parents, you need to have the children, and they could have a third party where they can have like maybe a weekly, once a week, couple hours to meet, or once a month if there's limited resources, with the preloaded information, and the cohorts will be able to supervise the process and answer any specifics that the children are having trouble with.
And how about you?
On top of both of them that said, I would say that make funding schools a priority. Because in villages and rural areas, they don't have enough fundings to support students' needs. Also, like donate books and raise standards of teachers. I think these three are very, very important.
So I think collaborative actions and moving in the right direction is the key. As rightly said, I think, we can adapt technology, internet, we can have the tablet, and we can have, innovation clubbed in such a way that we can move on. So fantastic insight from all our guests. I think, it was a clear game-changing, experience, because I think the day was started by your inspirational thought journey and your success stories, and then we ended up playing few games. I think you all enjoyed and had a great blast.
It was fun. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for having us. Really
And
appreciate
that
it.
is where we always say it's all about the guts, glory, and gusto. So stay tuned, be inspired, and be passionate. And thank you once again for being on the show.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
God bless. Take care and enjoy.